It's All-Star time. See which player is representing your favorite team. A legendary figure is gone. We'll hear from some who knew him. Plus, a rarity, a guy with the big pads putting the puck in an opponent's net. ECHL Week starts now. Hi, welcome to another edition of ECHL Week. This time coming to you from the Scope Arena in Norfolk, Virginia, home of the Norfolk Admirals. Big news this week in the ECHL. Let's check out the details. The All-Star team has been named in preparation for the January 18th game in Glens Falls, New York against the host Adirondack Thunder. The All-Stars starting goalie will be Tulsa Oilers rookie Jamie Phillips. He leads the league in wins and saves and is tops among rookies and 7th overall with a 2.52 goals against average. The starting defensemen are Justin Augusta of Manchester, who's second in the league in plus-minus, and Toledo's Jacob McDonald, who's tied for second among defensemen with 26 points. Not surprisingly, there's plenty of firepower up front. Chad Costello of Allen, who leads the league with 56 points, is going for his third straight scoring title this season. Peter Sivak of Alaska leads the league with 24 goals to go along with 45 points. And completing the starting lineup is Fort Wayne's Sean Sadlowski, who's tied for second in the league with 45 points. Since the current format in which the ECHL All-Stars have faced the home team was adopted, the Stars have won all 3 games. 64 players who have appeared in an ECHL All-Star game have advanced to play in the National Hockey League. That includes 48 since 2002, when the lineups began having players who coaches felt were prospects to move up to a higher level. The event will pit the Adirondack Thunder taking on the ECHL All-Stars in a game featuring 5-on-5, 4-on-4, and 3-on-3 play, as well as a skills competition. The game will air live at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, exclusively on the NHL Network. The starting lineup is determined in a vote of coaches, team captains, media relations directors, broadcasters, and members of the media. Coaches also submit players who they feel are top prospects from their team, as well as other teams in their conference. Every team is represented by a starter, reserve, or alternate. ECHL Week will have a complete wrap-up of the event during its show, which will debut on January 27th.
Hi, this is Mark Deckenich of the Reading Royals, and you can tweet me at DeckShow.
During our trip to Norfolk, we caught up with new Admirals president Michael Santos to hear his take about what's going on with that franchise and why he's taken on his new position.
Because of the history and the tradition that this organization has, especially in the ECHL, and most importantly because of the opportunity that lies here. I think that this team over the last 30 years has had strong fans, but what we need to do now is to usher in a new group of fans. The league's profile is much higher than it's ever been, and that allows us in each individual market as members of the league to raise our profile as well. I mean, I know Brian McKenna's mandate for a long time has been to get an ECHL affiliation with every NHL team, and we're almost there. Off the ice, I think the sky's the limit. I mean, because we've seen how successful this market's been, and it didn't nearly have the support of a league like we have now. We're going to give the fans more of what they want to see here because this is their team, it's the community's team, and we're certainly going to lean on our tradition. We're one of the fortunate clubs in this league to have the tradition we have. We're one of 3 teams that have the most Kelly Cup championships, so that's something to bank on. We certainly have a great history, in the community with the Navy, as well as not only just here in Norfolk, but Virginia Beach and the surrounding towns. I think that there's so much we can do, and we'll do it.
A final farewell to a hockey legend is next on ECHL Week.
What's the difference between a breakaway and getting caught? Between an odd man rush and being the odd man out? Gaining an extra second. Be ahead of the game.
Hi, this is Brandon Marino with the Brampton Bees, and you're watching ECHL Week.
Now it's time to take a look at news from around the ECHL. Add another name to the list of ECHL goalies who have been credited with scoring goals. Here's Florida goaltender Alex Nedeljkovic sending a puck into Atlanta's empty net to put away a recent victory. It's the first time in nearly 4 years that a goalie has scored in the ECHL. It's also the first time that either Florida or Atlanta have been involved in a game in which it's happened. The ECHL and hockey world lost a legend on November 24th when Fort Wayne Komets announcer Bob Chase died. He was 90. Chase had been the team's broadcaster for 63 years. Many stories have since been written listing the accomplishments of his life, but as we bid a final goodbye to the man many called Chaser, let's hear from a few of the many folks who knew this special man.
It's very tough because I was a close friend with him, and we think about him every day. But I think the thing this year was he wasn't around the team this year because he was sick.
Listen to Bob Chase as much as I could growing up, and then eventually I had the opportunity to, follow my dreams and passions of doing what he did because he was my hero growing up, and I learned from the best in the business.
He basically showed me the ropes when I broke into the business at 18 years old. He was always happy, always smiling. He was always glad to see you.
One thing I did really realize is how many lives he's touched in the hockey world. There's a lot of guys out there, talking with people after he passed, and really hearing some stories about him. And he was a very interesting man, and in Fort Wayne, he's obviously a big legend there.
I lost a father, a grandfather, a great-grandfather, a mentor, and a friend that day, all in one shot. And Bob was just a beautiful, spectacular human being, not just a broadcaster. I say, hockey lost, the Komets lost, but more importantly, humanity lost when Bob Chase passed away. He was such a beautiful man.
He was just relentless attacking any adversity. It never let him get him too far down, and he always still had a smile, and whenever he talked about Komet hockey, it was always, smiling ear to ear.
And I got a chance to go up and speak to him about 2 weeks before he passed away, and we did a quick little interview, and one of the last things he said on that interview was, "Fans, take care of this guy. He's going to be your new voice." And that meant the world to me.
Bob really had a happy life. He loved the city of Fort Wayne. He loved his family. He loved what he did for a living, and most of all, he loved the Fort Wayne Komets.
Score a hat trick with NHL Network's weekday lineup.
We certainly love it because we get to talk about it.
Get caught up on all the day's news with NHL Now.
The control pucks to the net, good things happen.
Then get live look-ins and instant analysis on NHL Tonight.
Boy, was there a lot of news today in the National Hockey League.
Last, it's the final word on all the night's action with On the Fly.
You won't want to miss any of it.
Stay with the best line in hockey. Weekdays on NHL Network.
Hi, I'm Adam Carlson of the Wheeling Nailers, and you're watching ECHL Week.
Let's catch up about how affiliation statuses have changed since last season. Alaska, Colorado, Kalamazoo, and Wichita all have new National Hockey League affiliates for 2016-17. The Aces are with Vancouver. The Eagles are with the Colorado Avalanche. The K-Wings are paired with Tampa Bay, and the Thunder are teamed with Ottawa. 26 of the 27 ECHL teams this season have an NHL affiliate. The only team operating independently is Fort Wayne. That time again for our highlight game of the week.
King hounded by Yogan. King on a breakaway, skates in, he shoots and scores. Then he'll swing it up to the near side boards. Vance intercepts. He shoots and he scores! Troy Vance! As it looked like he just tried to dump it on net. It off to the near wing for LeBlanc. Back to McNally. Out front to Sims. He scores! Power play goal for Jordan Sims. It is now 2-1. 3:20 in to this third period. Here come the Indy Fuel. O'Donnell gets the puck away. Shifts it ahead for Yogan. In on a breakaway. Yogan walks in over top of the net. Off the draw, controlled here by the Indy Fuel. Drawn over the line. Lynch toe drags his way through traffic. Oh, a backhand. He scores. Here in the offensive zone, Jordan Sims on the faceoff. Controlled here, a backhand on net. McNally scores! The draw, Seth Ambrose picks the puck up, leaves it for McNally, who throws a nice little move on Levine and sticks it into the net. Cincinnati has regained the lead. It's now 3-2.
The men behind the microphones. It's time for Voices of the ECHL.
I handle a lot of our marketing and social media initiatives, running our website, arranging travel for both the home and visiting teams, and working with a number of our other staff members, in addition to also activating a lot of our corporate sponsorships. It's made me try to be less judgmental. You realize at the end of the day, you know, every coach has a job to do and every decision probably has a reason behind it. So for me, when I watch a game as a fan now, I think I just kind of sit back and kind of just take it all in and don't really form an opinion until the conclusion of the game, if at all. Working with our front office and our hockey ops staff, I mean, they're second to none here in Orlando, and everyone's very professional and does a great job. And when all that comes together, it's nice to know that it is not just a team on the ice, but a collective within our front office and within our locker room.
That wraps up another edition of ECHL Week from Norfolk, Virginia. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to keep up to date on all the stuff that's going on in the ECHL. See you next time.